Exciting skating action coming your way from Kezar Pavilion, Golden Gate Park in the city of San Francisco, where it's the Chiefs and the Jolters going at it. With the scores, we pick up the action here in the fifth period of play with 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go. 23-21, the Jolters on top. The wild jam comes to an end. The Chiefs against the Jolters. It's Walt Harris to call the action. Trainer out here checking was Sandy Dunn, who just put over the rail to score. The Jolters 23 and the Chiefs 21. Very good first half. Looking forward to a lot of excitement here in the last half of play, because this is that kind of a game. Excitement all over the place. Sandy Dunn is on the track. She's all right. She will rejoin the pack, and we'll go with another play. The Chiefs in the gold and the green. The Jolters in the black and the blue. Dan Kneva wearing the pivot helmet for the Jolters. Jan Vallow is in the penalty box. Here we go on the jam. Moving Barbara Baker, number 5. She's been chased by Carolyn Moreland, number 43 of the Chiefs. Baker, a former Chief, skating on the Jolters. Each team with 2 jammers out. The others are way back, though, and they're not going to go anywhere in their battle. On the infield, Pam Kneva rode the Chief skater Sandy Dunn right into the penalty box where Jan Vallow was waiting, and Vallow clobbered her and got away with it. Right in there helping Sandy Dunn out of that Jolter bench area. There's Jan Vallow, Judy McGuire, Carolyn Moreland. Big, tough Jan Vallow. Not as big as she used to be. He slaps them both in the face, not hard, just enough to irritate him. And skates away laughing. Vallow used to be big, but she's taken off a lot of weight. She's not that big anymore, but she's a tough cookie out there on skates. Sandy Dunn staggers on the track, tries to get a shot at Vallow, and Vallow decks her. Sandy Dunn down again. And Vallow, who had a bad first half, is evidently trying to make up for it here in the second half. So Vallow out of the penalty box, back on the track for this next jam. It's 24-22 the score. 1 point picked up in the last play by the Chiefs. 3:53 to go here in the fifth period of play, the first period in the last half. Sandy Dunn and Vallow up at the head of the pack. Sandy Dunn pouring into punches, headlock in there by Sandy Dunn. Left hook in there, pounding him in there. Nothing illegal, evidently. Vallow might not agree. Jammers are on the move, too. Coming up on the pack, number 48 for the Chiefs is Dolores Roberson. Moving on Jan Vallow. Behind here, Pam Kneva, number 6 for the Jolters on the jam. Vallow with a block on Roberson, spins her into the rail. Moreland back there blocking number 43 for the Chiefs on Pam Kneva. Leaves her on the rail. Roberson slammed into the rail by Jan Vallow. Kneva moving again, moving on Carolyn Moreland. Moreland 43 with a block in there on Pam Kneva. Another block by Moreland. Moreland is one of those skaters that blocks and jams both. Right now it's a blocker summit. She's doing her job out there on Pam Kneva. Baker trying to get a shot at Moreland and getting away from Baker, and Baker ran into her own teammate, Kneva, and put her down. No point scored on the play. 24-22 is the score. It's the Jolters by 2. 2.5 minutes to go here in the fifth period of play. Two visiting teams skating against each other in San Francisco. Here we go, both clubs at full strength. Moving fast. Moreland giving the whip to Judy McGuire. Also whipped out of there, Jan Vallow. Vallow after Judy McGuire on this play. Working on Judy McGuire now. Elbow blocks in there by Jan Vallow. McGuire into the rail. Coming now, Sandy Dunn, the challenge for the Chiefs. Sandy Dunn, 46, jump block, wild jump block on Vallow. Leaves her hanging out over the kickboard. And both Sandy Dunn and Judy McGuire are on the jam now. Vallow back on the track, in the pack. She'll block back there. Sandy Dunn really eliminating the Jolter threat on that play. And she's decked in the back by Moreland. And Judy McGuire underneath and over the top to Sandy Dunn. That is 2 points for the Chiefs, and they're trying for more, and they may get more. Baker with a block in there. Sandy Dunn jumps into Baker, falls off her, goes down. McGuire battling with Baker now. Big pile of, here's Ballo in there again. Left hook in there by Ballo, that'll be a point. He grabs Sandy Dunn. Another left hook in there. Might only be 1 point because the second one would come after her penalty had been drawn, her second punch in there. So there were 2 and then 1 in the penalty on Ballo for a total of 3, and the Chiefs grabbed the lead over the Jolters 25-24. Ballo to the penalty box, leaving 2 Chiefs on the deck, Judy McGuire and Sandy Dunn. We have 39 seconds left here in this period of play. Chiefs opening game in their big fall season in the New England States will be against the Bay Area Bombers. That's Charlie O'Connell and company, and that means an explosion. Judy McGuire there. Sandy Dunn. Ballo in the penalty box. I mean, the Jolters are down to 4 skaters again. They're used to that. Now that is the end of the 5th period of play with the score. The Chiefs 25 and the Jolters 24. Here we go, moving into the 6th period of play now. The Chiefs and the Jolters. This game coming your way from Kezar Pavilion, Golden Gate Park in the city of San Francisco. The score here, the Chiefs 25, the Jolters 24. This Walt Harris calling the action. Sandy pulled a blocker up front looking for Jammer. He's got a man coming up, Joe Perez, and he gives him the whip. But Joe Stafford hooks him with a block. Hooks Perez. Stafford on the jam, number 7, moving here for the Jolters. That's another big gun in this Jolter attack, a physical team. Bombers are a big team now with Charlie O'Connell, and now that they've added Pete Boyd this last year, the moving wall. Perez decked in there by Joe Stafford. So Joe takes off here for the Jolters. They're 1 point behind now after leading throughout most of the first half. John Early is out on the jam, 47. Perez being worked on by Cal Stevens at the rear of the pack. Stafford glides by for an easy point and cuts off the jam. Muscle man Cal Stevens, number 8, doing the job here for the Jolters. Big number 8. That ties up the score, 25 points apiece. Jamming this time will be Mike Gammon, 45, Larry Lee, 44 for the Chiefs. For the Jolters will be Charlie Gibson, number 5, and Ted Tauscher, number 3. Bill Grohl and Jerry Cattell up front. Bill Grohl with a block on Jerry Cattell. Jerry Cattell with a block on Bill Grohl. Another one. Jammers are moving up now. Mike Gammon getting a whip from Bill Grohl, goes zooming by Jerry Cattell as he made a beautiful move in there. Mike Gammon, Charlie Gibson, number 5, out there with him. Gibson, a big man. Mike Gammon, at the beginning of the half, you look for a man like Gibson on the roster, say, well, he's a beginner, he won't be too good, but he said, hey, you get out here and you get surprised. See what Mike Gammon does with him in the last half here. They're both moving on the pack. Cattell passed for a point, just like that. Bill Grohl with a block on Cattell, and Mike Gammon passed him, cut off the jam before Gibson could go by Bill Grohl. So it's a point for the Chiefs, and they lead again, 26-25 over the Jolters. One time in the first half, looked like the Jolters were going to make a runaway of it. Up at this end of the track, Cattell and Bill Grohl. Cattell does a lot of talking, a lot of lecturing. Might be in the wrong business. There's the pack. The other skaters will join him when they come around this time, and another play will get underway. Joe Stafford blasts his way out of that pack on the jam. He looks back to see if anybody's going to come out and challenge him. He's got a man coming to help him. Number 6 on the play is Robert Graves. Also coming out is John Early, and Stafford takes care of him and lets Graves go by. Now he's going out to in trouble over here. Perez being worked on by Stevens and Cattell. Both jammers go by for a point apiece, and they cut it off. Cattell and Stevens going to work on individual skaters. This time it was Joe Perez they honored by blasting them all over the place. Each jammer going by for a point, and back in front go the Jolters. At the other end of the track, Cattell shoves Bill Grohl. Bill Grohl wants to get at him, and Joe Stafford grabs Bill Grohl from behind, and Cattell clobbers him. Tiapula clobbers Cattell. Penalty on Cattell for slugging. The Jolters lead now 27-26 off that 2 points. I keep waiting for this Chief Club, which is a great and talented team, to explode, and they just haven't yet. They just haven't put it all together in this game. But they're too tremendous a club to continue like they have been here in this game. Even though they're only 1 point down, they just still haven't skated their game yet. Jolters are minus Jerry Cattell now. Both Cattell and Stevens, they take turns in that penalty box. Larry Lee whipped out of there by the Chiefs. Mike Gammon out, but he's staying out there to block to keep the Jolters from getting a man out, but Stafford clears him out of there. And Ted Tauscher takes off for the Jolters, number 3. At the rear of the pack, Bill Grohl and Stevens, and it's Bill Grohl against Stevens, and he's giving it to him, too. There they are. Now getting a piece of the action, Mike Gammon. Here comes their jammer, Larry Lee. Stevens really being blasted in there by Bill Grohl. Point by Larry Lee, and he cuts it off. Bill Grohl going to work on Cal Stevens. It's a little disgusted up at this end of the track. 27-27 is now the score. Backs being formed, and Cal Stevens back in action. Gary Cattell out of the penalty box, so the Jolters are back at full strength. See how long that lasts. See if it lasts for more than a jam. Here we go. Moving fast, John Early on the outside, whipped by Sam Tiapula, and he's out of there. But Mike Moore slips out, 2 for the Jolters, so each team has a jammer out of the plate. The rear of the pack, Perez decked by Jerry Cattell is up and moving again. Mike Moore has the lead in the jam now. Bill Grohl there to block for the Chiefs, blast him into the rail. John Early has the lead. Mike Moore way out on the floor. Cattell clobbered by Bill Grohl. Hit again, passed for a point. Jam cut off, Cattell left in the rail, and Joe Perez throws him the rest of the way over. Joe Perez has been waiting for a chance to get even with Jerry Cattell, and he saw the chance with Bill Grohl put Jerry Cattell up in the rail. He helped him the rest of the way. Joe Perez will draw a penalty, but he'll feel like it's worth it. But down at the other end, he's clobbered by Stevens. Larry Lee comes to his rescue. Stevens clobbers him. Perez trying to get at Stevens now. That might be a... Oh, jeepers. That is a mistake. In there. Sam Tiapula trying to come to the help of Perez, who's being clobbered by Stevens, tripped over his own man and went down. I tell you, if you're not a giant, don't tackle Cal Stevens. You might outskate him, but don't try and outfight him. 28 is 20, the score for the Chiefs. 27 is the score for the Jolters. Personal fine on Cal Stevens. Still punching after he went to the penalty box. Perez is down on the infield. John Early there to help him. Well, there are 4 Chiefs out there, and there are 4 Jolters now for this next play. But I told you it wouldn't belong to Stevens, but there now. Cattell will probably draw another penalty before he finishes out this period. They're both will end up out of the game from penalties. 8 minutes and they're out. Charlie Gibson on the jam, and Mike Gammon moving for the Chiefs. Mike Gammon, 45, was injured and didn't skate out of the last series in the East. He's coming back now, and he's looking forward to opening the fall season against the Bombers. Cattell being worked on at the rear of the pack by Bill Grohl, being outskated. Mike Gammon moving on Charlie Gibson there. Hits him with a block, grabs the lead. Cattell spun around. Gammon goes by for the point. Cattell, disgusted, throws his helmet. Bill Groh is just out skating him more than anything else. Got him completely off balance, and Mike Gammon doesn't need much room with his speed, and he got the point and cut off the jam. And the Chiefs lead 29-27 now. Don't forget, if you'd like a free copy of the roller derby rules, you can also get on the mailing list the same way. Put your name and address on a card or letter, include the zip code number and the station in which you're watching this program. Send it to Rules, mailing list, Post Office Box 1828, Oakland, California 94604. Here we go again. Jam getting away, and out of there comes John Early, being chased by Joe Stafford, who's had a good game here for the Jolters. They lead 29 no, they trail by 2. Chiefs are in front. Jump block in there by Stafford, and neatly performed as he stayed on his skates. John Early is put underneath the rail. Bill Groh dumped at the rear of the pack. Stafford has 1. He has 2. He's going to score maybe more. Blocking by Jerry Cattell, Charlie Gibson in there. Cal Stevens out of the penalty box in time to help, and it's 2 points in there for the Jolters. And they tie it up again, 29-29. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the 6th period of play. Oh, we got Stevens and Cattell both out there for the Jolters. Mike Gammon's going to jam this time for the Chiefs, along with Larry Lee, I believe. No, it is Larry Lee. Lloyd Turpin on there as a blocker, number 48. Here we go. It's Larry Lee being chased by Cal Stevens with a jammer's helmet on. The big man going to Jerry Cattell is going out after Bill Groh. Stevens and Cattell, and they got Bill Groh in the middle. And look out, Bill Groh with a great move in there. Got away from Stevens' block, and Stevens slammed Cattell into the rail. They have a few words. Bill Groh coming up with the jam for the Chiefs. The score 29-29, 1 minute, 3 seconds to go here in the 6th period of play. Throwing himself into that double block. They can't hold hands there. They just cross him with the wrist. At least they're not supposed to hold. Sam Tiapula back there to block for Bill Groh now. The rugged Samoan. The rugged Bill Groh against 2 bigger men. Here they come. Taking up speed. Here's the whip. Right there off that whip. Stevens out on the floor. Cattell on the track. Bill Groh gets 2, cuts it off. That's the momentum you get from a whip. 31-29. The Chiefs lead the Jolters now. You get tremendous speed off a good whip. Sam Tiapula gave it to Bill Groh that time, and to say they couldn't hold hands, so with enough momentum, he went right through that double block. And they put Stevens, went over the rail on it. Cattell went down on the track. 5 seconds left here in the 6th period of play. That's the end of the 6th period of play. As Cattell missed a punch at Bill Groh. Bill Groh going up on the rail and coming down after him. Bill Groh going after Cattell. Hits him with the right. Hits him again. Hits him again. Man, oh man. Cattell threw a wild right. Bill Groh went away from it, and now out on the floor, Stevens comes after Bill Groh. Here we go. Cal Stevens and Bill Groh. Oh, a tremendous right hand by the ex-amateur boxer Bill Groh. And Stevens is down. Oh, man. It all started with Cattell missed one, went over the rail. Bill Groh went over the rail after him. Then Stevens came out to try and even up the score. Though Cattell already down, and Bill Groh took care of him. Oh, that is the end. What an end of the 6th period of play with the score. The Chiefs 31 and the Jolters 29. Well, here we go into the 7th period after that explosive finish in the 6th period, where Bill Groh took care of Cattell, and then he took care of Cal Stevens. I've been waiting for an explosion like that from Mr. Bill Groh, who can really do it. 31-29. The Chiefs lead the Jolters. There's Jan Vallow out on the jam, taking things into her own hands here for the Jolters. Jan Vallow, perhaps the toughest gal on skates today. Moving here for the Jolters on the play. Sandy Dunn back to the block, number 46 for the Chiefs. Hope you're enjoying this game on the Chief Network. And Sandy Dunn missed the block. Vallow moving now into the pack. There's Vallow. Here comes Sandy Dunn. Sandy Dunn whipped out of there. Vallow hooked in there by Moreland. Can't get away. Almost a flying mare on her. A flying Nelson. Trying to get by. Here comes Sandy Dunn. Vallow hooked in there. Could never get untangled. She still doesn't know that Sandy Dunn went by for 4 points. She walked away claiming she had 5 after she finally got loose, but Sandy Dunn had already cut off the jam, as the lead jammer can do. And did. And it's the Chiefs 35 and the Jolters 30, and Vallow still trying to count. Vallow's going to retire. She's still disgusted about that last play. Can't understand why she didn't get the point. She didn't even know Sandy Dunn went by. 35-30 is the score. The Chiefs lead the Jolters. Seventh period of play. On the jam, Pam Kniva, number 6, with Judy McGuire, 45 of the Chiefs. And not for long. Judy is down. Away goes Pam Kniva. Pam Kniva moving all by herself now, number 6 here for the Jolters. Judy McGuire rejoins the pack. She's throwing a helmet, putting it on back there, trying to get it on. Here comes the only scoring potential. That's Pam Kniva moving for the Jolters. Debbie Thompson breaks away from the pack now, working on McGuire. Kniva has one. Help from Jan Vallow. Here's the whip. Into the double block. She goes down. The blocker, Sandy Dunn, goes down on the rail. Moreland pinned in there by Vallow. She was passed also as Kniva got up and went by. So that was 2 points in there for the Jolters. They have 32 on the scoreboard now. The Chiefs have 35. Two visiting teams here in San Francisco. Fans a little trouble deciding what team they wanted to root for, but you have to go for this Chief club. They're not a big physical team. They use finesse. And that was quite finesse that Bill Grohl used on Jerry Cattell and Cal Stevens at the end of that 6th period. Right hand. Here we go. The Jolters get Barbara Baker out on the play. Moreland in pursuit. Chasing her is Rose Duran of the Jolters, so they got 2 out against 1. Oh, great move in there by Moreland. Leaves Rose Duran on the deck. Carolyn Moreland with a great move in there. Moreland moving now on Barbara Baker. And Baker gets away from her. Moreland put a little too much into that block, so the Jolters have the only threat, and it's Sandy Dunn to block. Sandy Dunn blocking there on Baker. On the rail, Hobbs put down by Vallow. She's passed by Baker for a point. Another gal in the pack put down. Another point in there. Vallow blocking in the pack. 3 points in there for Baker already. Sandy Dunn puts Baker up over the rail. The jam cutoff officials having a conference on this one before they decide. 3 Jolter points on the play. Still, I don't know whether they called a penalty or not on Sandy Dunn. Or Judy McGuire. So Sandy Dunn is talking with the officials. Bill Morris is saying you grabbed her and lifted her over the rail. Sandy Dunn said she did. Over in the rail, McGuire and Vallow. I don't know what happened to Vallow, but McGuire had snapped one of her fingers. Well, that tied up the score, those 3 points scored by the Jolters. Now Bill Morris is checking the finger. Is Judy bit it or what? Put her finger lock on her. 35-35 is the score. Just under 7 minutes to go here in the 7th period of play. pack, Debbie Thompson for the Chiefs, 44. She's being chased by Gail Burt, number 9 for the Jolters. At the end of the pack, Geneva McGuire. Geneva working on McGuire. In the penalty box is Sandy Dunn. So the Chiefs are down to 4 skaters. The Jolters have 5 out there. McGuire really being picked on here by first one skater and then another on the Jolter club. The flashing blonde, a big scoring threat for the Chiefs, and I guess the Jolters figured they got to slow her down. Debbie Thompson was put down on the track by Gail Burt, number 9 of the Jolters, who now runs into Carolyn Moreland. Moreland, 43, blocking her out. McGuire hit again by Vallow, is passed for a point. And another couple of points in there. And one by the Chiefs. Debbie Thompson got up there for 1. Well, the Jolters also scored. Score now 38-36. The Jolters in front. They scored 2 and the Chiefs scored 1. Up at this end, Vallow talking to McGuire again. And getting behind Vallow is, I believe, Sandy Dunn. There they go, over the top. A penalty on McGuire. Vallow's up, and Sandy Dunn's the one that might have got hurt. And Vallow shoved, she just collapsed on top of Sandy Dunn. I guess Sandy Dunn's all right. She didn't understand the penalty. I said, I just down on my knees back here fixing my skate. Here we go. So McGuire to the penalty box. Jolters at full strength. Chiefs down to 4. Jolters got 2 jammers out again. Barbara Baker, Rose Duran, and again Moreland gets away from Duran. He's giving Rose Duran fits in this period. And then Baker gets away. Moreland stays up. Comes right back, leaves Baker on the rail. Carolyn Moreland moving on the pack now. Jan Vallow back to the block for the Jolters. That's a big one to get by. Jan Vallow, number 8. Lock on Carolyn Moreland, 43. But here comes Baker again. Or Duran again. So that's Baker. Over the rail she goes again. Moreland doing the job, but she can't get by Vallow. Time running short. McGuire out of the penalty box. Now she's back there where she can help also. They had double blockers now, leading the way for Moreland, 43. So whip to McGuire. She goes into the blockers, upsets them. Leaves an opening for Moreland to go through for 2, then cut off the jam. I call it 2. Vallow goes back here. Look out now. It is 2 points, and it's 38-38 the score now here in the 7th period of play. Jolters and the Chiefs. Incidentally, if you'd like a game scheduled in your area, it has to be non-political, non-profit, some public service association. If you'd like a game scheduled in your area, you can have a gym at a high school or a college in your area, or an arena that seats more than 2,500 people. Write to bookings. Post Office Box 1828, Oakland, California 94604. You're writing in like that. I know a lot of people have done it and have had games scheduled in your area. And their areas for very worthwhile causes. Bookings, Post Office Box 1828, Oakland, California. That's 1827. Zip code 94604. Getting out of the jam for the Chiefs, number 48 on the play, Dolores Roberson. Out with her now is Pam Kneva. Good skater, this gal. Kneva, number 6 for the Jolters. Little Roberson challenging her, though. They're both moving in the pack. They're both at full strength. Roberson up there, 48. Hooked in the outside with the block by Barbara Baker, number 5. Carolyn Moreland, 43, doing the blocking on Pam Kneva. Moreland, 43. Baker doing the blocking now, trying to eliminate her competition there. Dolores Roberson, but Roberson stays right with her. Baker doing the blocking. Moreland doing the blocking there on Pam Kneva. Vallow back there where she can help, but she almost upended her teammate. Now they got a lot of blocking as Roberson was put down by Baker. Baker and Vallow moving up the block, but time's running out on them. And Moreland did the job before time ran out. So no score on the play. It remains 38-38. 2:10 to go here in the 7th period of play. Back speed for it again. Play will get underway. here we go. Jammers trying to work their way out of the pack. And Rose Duran is out of there for the Jolters. Whipped out in pursuit is, well, Judy McGuire and Moreland are out there. Moreland now gives a whip to Judy McGuire. Look out, Judy. Hold it, Judy. Hold it, Judy. Oh, ho, ho. Duran thought she had a chance to come back and get McGuire off balance, but did you see McGuire recover and relieve Duran against the rail? A great skating job by Judy McGuire. Jan Ballo back to the block now. Here comes Judy. There she goes by Ballo with great skating. Ballo out on the jam now. McGuire trying to get away from Baker and Kaniva. Here comes Ballo. Here comes Ballo. Sandy Dunn back there with a block on Ballo, though. Puts her over the rail. Ballo, there's McGuire on the inside for 4. 3 more. She'd had 1. No, 5. 5. She had 1, got 4 more. 5 points for Judy and the Chiefs. They lead 43-38 over the Jolters now with 34 seconds to go in this period. Ballo coming back after Judy. Judy goes underneath her. Ballo goes down. Sandy Dunn coming after Ballo. Look out. Officials there in the middle. 19 seconds remaining in this period. McGuire coming behind Ballo. Bobbers her on the head. Then Sandy Dunn gets her. The referee's on the bottom. Bill Morrissey. Ballo's down there. Bill Morrissey's down there. Dave Autry, official, grabs Sandy, pulls her away. And Ballo is still down. That is also the end of the 7th period of play with the score. The Chiefs 43 and the Jolters 38.
All your wrestlers, please. All your wrestlers. All your wrestlers, please. Cut.
Moving now into the 8th period of play. And the men on the track, here we go. This Walt Harris calling the action from Kezar Pavilion, Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. On the jam for the Chiefs, John Early, 47. Jerry Cattell of Bond Tiger out to number 49. Hammers one in there. Jerry Cattell, number 9, moving here for the Jolters on the play. Bill Grohl back to the block, and here's Jerry Cattell. Oh, over the rail, Perez put there by Cal Stevens, a muscle man who's working on Bill Grohl now. Jerry Cattell goes by him for a point. He gets another point, then he cuts it off. 2 points in there for the Jolters. They have 40 in the scoreboard now. The Chiefs have 43. Perez still out on the floor. The trainer helping him there. Stevens really slanting over the rail. Hard. Stevens, all muscle. He hits, you know it. There's Bill Grohl, shot. This was trying to keep the game going. Well, the Chiefs have a big opener coming up this fall, one of the biggest openers they've ever had, because they open against the Bay Area Bombers led by Charlie O'Connell. And that has to mean trouble. O'Connell has come back this year to have one of his greatest years in several seasons. Sam Teopold on the jam, and with him is muscle man Cal Stevens. Teopold adjusted solid, but about 40 pounds lighter, maybe 50 pounds lighter. Stevens hammers him, puts him down. Bill Grohl coming out to challenge Cal Stevens. Bill Grohl at 190, still a lot lighter than Cal Stevens. The rear of the pack. Cattell and Gibson working on a man. They put him down, and Stevens goes by for a point. That was Larry Lee. Now he goes by 2 more, and it cuts it off. 4 points it could be. Waiting for the score to go up there. It is 4 points for Cal Stevens and the Jolters. Bill Grohl couldn't get up there in time to cut off the action. So now the Jolters lead the Chiefs 44-43, and Bill Grohl and Mike Gammon are going to have to rally this Chief team. 9 minutes, 12 seconds to go in the game. Hope you're enjoying this action on the Chief Network. A lot of tremendous fans throughout New York and the New England states. We've had the pleasure of meeting many of them. Heard from many of you folks by mail. Now let's enjoy your letters. they go again. Jammers looking for skating from Perez is one of them. He gets a whip in there from Larry Lee. Now from Larry Lee, earlier from Lloyd Turpin. Now he's out of there, but Stafford is out with him. Stafford keeps getting out on the jabs for the Jolters. Perez gets him with a good knee block, slams him down hard. Joe Perez for the Chiefs doing the job. I think the Jolters have skated this period without a penalty so far. Almost 4 minutes have gone by. That's almost strange. They lead by 1, 44-43. Jojo Stafford now will block number 7. He has a Jammer's helmet on, but he's not out on this jam any longer. Perez loses his helmet. Larry Lee back there trying to get a shot at Stafford. Here comes Ted Tauscher in the jam for the Jolters. Larry Lee goes back and puts a block on Ted Tauscher. He can no longer help Perez. He puts Tauscher in the roll. Now he can, and he slams Stafford out of there. Larry Lee. 1 point Perez, and he cuts it off. Larry Lee doing a fine job. 44-44 is the score. Larry Lee's sort of an unassuming skater. You watch a game, all of a sudden you realize there's a man that's in the middle of a lot of things, yet he doesn't have the reputation a lot of the other great skaters. Hasn't had the years of experience. But boy, he's coming along. Larry Lee, number 44 of the Chiefs. Just a smooth guy out there. 44-44, the Jolters and the Chiefs. Gammon's back on the track to jam. Sam Tiapolo for the Chiefs, for the Jolters. Charlie Gibson and Ted Tauscher. Gibson's on the outside. He is out of there on the jam. Mike Gammon whipped out of there by his teammate Tiapolo, who could have jammed, but he gave Mike Gammon that extra speed to catch Gibson. Gibson coming back at Gammon. Gets him going, and he takes him out of there. Charlie Gibson, who doesn't skate like any rookie. Stafford says, come on, Gibson, let's get some points. And they're moving on Larry Lee. Oh, wild side jump block. A point and the jam cut off by Gibson. That was a wild block by Stafford, and Larry Lee goes after him with the right hands. Larry Lee going after Jojo Stafford. But right now just trying to hold on. Oh, and a right hand knocked him loose by Larry Lee. Stafford was holding on, trying to stay close enough to Larry Lee, and Larry Lee finally got a little punching room, and that last one really peeled him off. He threw a jump block at Larry Lee. That was an unusual jump block. Upset Mr. Larry Lee, and he took it out on Stafford, who's being helped by the trainer to the center of the infield now. That point on the play makes the Jolters go out in front, 45-44 over the Chiefs now. 5:55 to go in the game. Remember, I'll have an interview at the end of the game. Talk to Bill Grohl. Here comes Joe Perez, and there goes Joe Perez, and it's Mike Moore in pursuit number 4. Another one of the good youngsters on this Jolter club. Perez going to work on him. Mike Moore stays up, and Perez with a good move. Comes right back on Moore. Oh, head first out on the floor he goes. He's not hurt. He's fighting to get back on that track. You got to give that kid credit. Mike Moore, number 4. Head first, he went underneath that rail. No way to break the fall. Everybody came rushing to his aid down at the end, and he just came right back up storming on the track. Oh, man. There goes Perez by Cattell for the point. Moving on Cal Stevens. Bill Grohl, the jump block. There's another point, and he cuts it off. 2 points in there for the Chiefs. They lead 46-45. I can't get over that Mike Moore. Man, head first, diving out on the hard floor. He couldn't get back up there fast enough. Everybody was running to his aid, the ushers, the fans up out of their seats. And this is a rough game, and you do get hurt. You don't want to see anybody get hurt. Got a lot of mail about the training center. People that like to go there, well, I'll tell you how to get information on it. Just write to Training School. Write to Roller Derby Training Center, Post Office Box 1827, Oakland, California, 94604, and get the information on the Roller Derby Training Center. Jerry Cattell out on the jam. Sam Tiapolo whipped out of there by Larry Lee. And Jerry Cattell going here for the Jolters, the big blonde tiger. Don't forget the Chiefs opener this fall against the mighty Bay Area Bombers, led by Charlie O'Connell. Cattell puts Tiapolo down. Cattell moving now, and he's going to have to face Bill Grohl back there. It's not an easy job. He's warning Bill Grohl, don't do anything to me, or else. Or else what? And Bill Grohl's going to do it. Knee block in there. Elbow block in there. Bill Grohl working on Jerry Cattell with the knee block. There goes the helmet. A right hand in there. He got away with that one. Cattell moving again. A knee block in there by Bill Grohl. He's really working the Bond Tiger over. Hammers him again. Knee block again. Another block. Cattell over the rail. Hanging on. That'll kill that threat. Cattell caught up there. Cattell hanging on there. They're getting him back on the track. That ran out the time on that jam. Cal Stevens wants to know why you didn't score. Well, he couldn't get by Bill Grohl. That's why he didn't score. Cattell is telling Cal Stevens, why don't you come back and help me? Stevens says, I'll wear the pivot helmet. You can block. See if Stevens does any better here. Temper is boiling there in this Jolter club, who trail by 1. The Chiefs lead 46-45. We have 2:44 to go in the game. So Stevens is going to wear the pivot helmet. Cattell is going to block. Captain Cal Stevens, coach, says, I'm going to take over here. He's going to go on the jam, too. He's out there with John Early. Slams him into the rail. And Stevens takes off now. Well, let's see if Mr. Cal Stevens can do the job for the Jolters. 2:15 to go in the game. Stevens, I think, trying to psych himself up for this chore. And there's Bill Grohl back there again in the block. Bill Grohl, 49. Strong man in this chief attack that led them to the World Championship. He's working on Cal Stevens. A pull away here by the Chiefs. A pull away by the Chiefs. And they've got the speed to burn out there. And they're pulling away, going to skate out the time of the clock in this jam. They are pulling away, except for JoJo Stafford. He's taken care of by Bill Grohl. The entire Jolter club goes down. They tripped over Stafford. Stevens gets up, slams his helmet. He's mad. He took things into his own hands. It didn't work. Time enough for another jam, though, in this game. And there's only 1 point separating these clubs. Let's see what Stevens makes up his mind about now. He made it up last time to do the job himself. It didn't work. 1:01 to go in the game. They've got to get the first jammer out. The Chiefs get the first man out. They skate out the time of the clock, cut off the jam, and that's it for the Chiefs. A win for them here on this Chief Network. Stevens still wearing the pivot helmet. The first man is a Jolter, Ted Tauscher, with 44 seconds to go in the game, but he's got the full 60. Sam Tiapola out for the Chiefs. The rugged Samoan, Sam Tiapola. It's a good man to have on your side. He's chasing Ted Tauscher, the Jolters, number 3. He's got him with a block, grabs the lead. Bill Grohl gets Tauscher the block. Cattell gets Tiapola with a block. Tauscher back in front. Tauscher into the rail, put there by Bill Grohl. Tiapola has the lead. Tauscher is down. Cattell has passed, and Tiapola is going, blocking by Bill Grohl. Stevens gets it from Bill Grohl. He cuts it off. He has the win. He cuts it off with still time remaining in the game, but not enough time to get the pack organized for another jam. 48-46. That's it. The fans here give the Chiefs a big roar. The San Francisco people liking the Chiefs. So the final score in this game, the Chiefs 48 and the Jolters 46. That with me, Bill Grohl. Bill, I don't know what I did, but I had a contract here. I was going to sign it. I wanted a 50-50 deal to get you in the ring.
Get me in the ring.
After what you did to Cal Stevens and Jerry Cattell at the end of that 6th period, I think I'm going to put you back in the ring, and we're going to go after, what, the light heavyweight championship?
No, I did a little bit of that stuff, a little amateur stuff, but it's a lot of difference on skates, and sometimes, I don't know, maybe a guy has a little experience in the ring. You have experience in the street, too, You get all kinds out here. It doesn't really matter, but you got to be fast. You got to be quick. You get that shot in there while you're on your way, On skates, it's a lot harder because street shoes, you can hold yourself, balance yourself real good,
Bill, I always enjoy talking with you because there are a lot of rough skaters in this league, a lot of tough skaters in the league, and you're one of the rough ones. You're one of the tough ones, but I don't think you've ever been accused of skating dirty.
Well, I guess maybe that's a matter of opinion. I think every skater is going to get it no matter where he goes. It's the same thing like certain football players in certain towns. They say, well, he's a dirty football player. But in this game, roller derby, you got to be tough. You got to be hard and aggressive and rough because that's the way the game is. And the harder you hustle and the harder you hit, the better you're going to survive. This is it. Who can hit the hardest and last the longest?
Well, Bill, I think probably one of your biggest rivalries in this league now is the Bay Area Bombers with Charlie O'Connell, and that's because of things that have happened through the last several seasons when Charlie had the Chief Club, and then you took over the Chief Club. He didn't want to skate back there anymore, and he came back to the Bombers. And I know the fans in New York love you. I've seen you get a standing ovation for 19,000 fans out there that just about took the roof off of the Garden. You're going to open your fall season now against this same Charlie O'Connell and the Bombers. Are you looking forward to that?
Well, definitely. I always look forward to skating against Charlie. Charlie's without a doubt one of the most aggressive and probably without a doubt one of the greatest of all time in the game. And to be up there battling Charlie, it's an honor in itself. But your work, my work's cut out. That's it, because Charlie, without a doubt, is a very powerful, very strong, and he knows every trick in the book. But I really look forward to it because I like the game rough, hard, and tough, and real competitive.
Well, you have to look forward to it because you don't have a big physical club. Yet when you face a team like the Jolters, they have a lot of big men. Now the Bombers have big men. With Charlie O'Connell, they also have the moving wall Pete Boyd, and they're all bigger than you. Yet you're the big man on your team. That makes it pretty tough.
That's true, Walton. I'll tell you, I got my eyes open these training schools, and I'm trying to find a big man that can stand up, can skate, but at the same time can dish it out. And because this game, like you say, Big Pete Boyd, Charlie O'Connell, man, I'm telling you, you got your hands full. And you can see our team is not that big in bulk-wise, but I've got to get a big man. There's no doubt about it. I got my eyes open. I hope I can find one, really.
How's the golf game, Bill?
Pretty good.
Good, Bill. Good luck to you.
You bet.
Bill Groh, one of the great stars of the Chiefs that have made them the world champions. Well, they got a victory here over the Jolters. The score, the Chiefs 48 and the Jolters 46. So look for the Chiefs when they open this fall in the East. It's Walt Harris speaking from Kezar Pavilion, Golden Gate Park in the city of San Francisco.